Welcome to Buckeyes Tomorrow Morning for Wednesday, July 8th. I'm your host, Tom Orr. The Ball State game in 59 days, the game against Michigan in 143 days. Our friends at Jeff Ruby's Columbus, proudly offering nationally acclaimed USDA prime steaks, seafood and sushi, impeccable service, live entertainment, and an attention to detail that is simply unmatched. Just go to jeffruby.com/Columbus to check out the menu and make a reservation today. All right, we are going to add one more date to that countdown that we start the show with. The website, BuckeyeInsiders.com. It is going to be launching today, Wednesday, July 8th, 2026, at noon Eastern, give or take. When you hear the tornado siren, that will be your signal to go to their computer, race to the computer, and sign up at BuckeyeInsiders.com today. I'm joined by Tony Gerdeman, coincidentally, of BuckeyeInsiders.com. Tony, it has been a minute. We've been working on this for a little while. Hallelujah, the day is here.
Yeah, and thank you to the state of Ohio for honoring the launch with the sirens. That was the most difficult thing to coordinate. You know, just that amount of 88 counties. That's a lot. All of the towns in those counties. But thank you to first responders and the sirens.
And the fireworks over the weekend were a nice touch. We're like, you hold it for Wednesday. They said, no, we'll have the sirens, the fireworks. That's going to happen the weekend before. We said, fair enough. That's fine. We're in a celebratory mood too. And I guess let's start with who all is going to be part of BuckeyeInsiders.com, because it is you, it is me, but we have a really, really fun group and some folks that I think a lot of people are going to know and who I think mostly love.
Well, yeah, and there's certainly some people that you do know. For the people who are familiar with the X's and O's, you'll know Ross Fulton. He is back. He is with us. Ross Fulton knows doing the X's and O's, breaking things down with Tom a lot on the Buckeyes Tomorrow Morning podcast, doing the breakdowns, video breakdowns of opponents and future opponents, past opponents, and things like that. He's not the only X's and O's scheme insider, we're calling them. That's Michael Pettit. He's been around. We've worked with him before, and he should be familiar to most of you as well. He does a lot of similar things, breaking things down, making us, as Tom says, a smarter football person, smarter football fan. Those two guys are going to set the level for what we want to do in the X's and O's and scheme and making people smarter. Chuck Maletti will be our recruiting insider. You guys know him from previous stops, and he's been doing YouTube for a while and has built up a very large following. Talks with recruits, talks with parents, talks with coaches, and he can talk with you, and he's going to be around constantly. He and I started a podcast recently called The Time and Change Will Surely Show, where we discuss the past, present, and future of Ohio State football in various different topics. So he's around. Tom, one of our oldest friends, Marcus Hartman, from such places as Buckeye Sports Bulletin, the Dayton Daily News, he will be with us. He'll be our basketball insider covering men's and women's basketball and certainly football as well. And he's always got some strong opinions, and he's informed, and he is, we've traveled with him. We've never gotten to work with him, although I consider a lot of us on the beat kind of co-workers by proxy, but going to be good to finally get to work with Marcus on a regular basis.
And a lot of the staffing decisions that we made were made based on conversations we'd had with members at other sites that we've worked at, people who we just interact with on YouTube and on social media, where it's like, you know, we're not doing this for us. We're doing this for you. What do you want? What are you looking for out of a website? And we got a lot of positive feedback on the recruiting stuff, obviously, and Chuck does a phenomenal job with that. He has a really, really dedicated following on YouTube already, and this is the first time he's been a part of a site like this in terms of being like a real like main core writer. So we think he's going to be doing a phenomenal job on that front. But the scheme stuff, we get a lot of positive feedback on that on YouTube. And there are always questions. There are always people asking questions in the YouTube comments. And you can have some comments, some conversation there. But a lot of that is much better. Just let's have a scheme chat day when our two scheme insiders will be there. And you want to ask questions? They'll answer your questions. You want to ask follow-up questions? They'll answer your follow-up questions. They'll have, and we can have shows that tie in with all this kind of stuff. We got all sorts of fun stuff planned with those two guys. probably incorporating them a little more into pre and post game coverage this fall. There's a lot of stuff coming on that front. And then basketball, we constantly have people saying, why don't you cover more basketball? Why do you not? And the answer is because football is a kind of full-time, all-consuming 365-day-a-year thing in Columbus, Ohio. And so that chews up a lot of time. And we just frankly find ourselves not getting over to basketball stuff quite as often as we'd like to. And so we said, we wanted to work with Marcus. Marcus covers basketball quite a bit. And we said, we might be able to solve two things at once here. We could maybe make this work. And we were delighted to have him say yes to that. And we have, I think you and I and he have already been over for 3 basketball practices and another media availability. And we've already covered more basketball this year than we did for the vast majority of last year. So, and this is also looking like it's going to be a really, really interesting basketball team where you've got Amari Bynum back. You've got John Mobley back. You brought in some intriguing transfers. You brought in a couple 5-star freshmen. It's like, baby, you may have a stew going there. So that's going to be potentially a really, really interesting season for the men's basketball team, women's basketball team as well. And we're going to have much, much deeper coverage there. But that's kind of the coverage side of things. But I think one of the things that we have found over the years is really the heart of all of these sites is the community. And we had a lot of people at our last stop who were talking about the fact that it was a really fun community, and it was something people really just enjoyed being a part of, and people were respectful, and we're trying to take that and we're trying to do way more of that kind of community building and community sort of focus at this new site.
Yeah, very much so. And I think for the people that were with us, they saw the work that we put in with the community and being there on a daily basis and the interaction and the feedback, and you become friends with all of these different people. And it's something that it's a rewarding thing for one thing, but you also want to reward people for being around. And we've got various different plans that we want to do, whether it's giveaways, contests, things like that, where we just thanks for being with us, thanks for entrusting us, thanks for hanging out, thanks for making my day a little bit easier. Like at 2:30, man, I'm falling asleep at my desk, and if there's somebody there on the message board to talk to, that's great, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I think the community aspect, and I thought we did a really, really good job. We had, and I'm not just saying me and you, like the community, did a really good job of maintaining decorum in a turbulent time known as a college football season, and also as a college football off season, and as a signing day, where there's many reasons to be upset. But I think for the most part, things went pretty well, and that's a good baseline. But then, like you said, we want to improve upon that, and I think we will.
Yeah, and you can sort of take that online community and turn it into a real life community, and that's something that we've found over the years quite a bit. Where we'll go travel. When we were at Big Ten Media Days last year out in Las Vegas, we went and had dinner with a member. When we were flying back from Oregon, we had in 2024. We had a member come up to us at the airport. It was like, oh yeah, let's go grab lunch. Sure, why not? And we had lunch with a member out in Washington last year. But what we want to do is we want to do way more of that stuff. And that's one of the things that we're really trying to incorporate here is more live events and sort of trying to be intentional with that. And what does that look like? And the answer is, well, that's kind of up to you, because one of the things we're going to be asking our members to do that this first week, this is a little bit of an incentive to sign up during this first week, is fill out a survey. Like, what do you want? Like, again, this is not for us. This is not a website for us. This is a website for you. So you want to tell us, hey, I want you to cover more women's hockey. Okay, well, that's fine. If enough people want us to cover more women's hockey, I'm all for covering more women's hockey. You want us to cover more baseball or softball? Like, yeah, sure, great. Like, tell us what you want. We'll cover more of it. But also, what do you want to do? Do you guys want to go have a tailgate party before certain home games this year in the lot next to the stadium? Guess what? We can probably do that. You want to have a get together at one of the away games this year? Great. Like, tell us which away games you'll be at, and we'll do that. What kind of prizes do you want? The whole theme here is community and continuing to build that community, because one of the things that I've noticed is when you know people in real life, you're a lot more civil to them online. That's one of those things where we as a society, and we're not going to solve all of society's ills here at this website, but maybe some of them, you can be just looking at your phone and yelling at people online, and that's certainly one way to go through life. But you can, make friends online and then meet them in real life and do fun stuff with them and enjoy shared experiences like, hey, you're an Ohio State football fan. I'm an Ohio State football fan. Hooray, let's go experience an Ohio State football game together, or a tailgate party, or go to Topgolf, or go to a Toledo Mud Hens game. Like, I don't care. Again, you tell us. What do you want to do? You tell us, and we can make a lot of that stuff happen. So that's all going to be part of a process. We have a lot of different ideas, but I think right now we are very much in a listening mode. You tell us what you want to do, and we can probably make it happen.
Yeah, what I don't want to do is do a bunch of stuff that I think people want and they don't. That's kind of some wasted effort. So if
no, don't vote for Tony's clarinet concert, no matter how hard he tries to push you into it.
Well, that's how I was going to solve one of society's ills, but now you've already said no to that. But you know what? Just hear me. Just play the demo tape, would you? Just listen to it and see if that changes your mind.
His album is called Never Had One Lesson.
Anyway, the community, all of that. Yes, let us know what you want, because frankly, I want to know in terms of like, where should we put our resources? That's the one of the main things is where should the resources go? How much focus should we be doing on something? Or like, I never thought of this. This is a great idea. How do other people feel about it? This is your opportunity to complain to the manager before you've even gotten served, basically. And don't you want to do that? And again, and then, we're talking about all of these different things that people can do. We're fine with the introverts as well. If you just want to read, if you just want to listen and watch and, lurk, that's all fine as well. But I think as you go, there's the interaction is always great, whether it's just online or it's in person or it's however. We're willing to meet you wherever, figuratively, but sometimes also literally.
And if you would like to be a part of this site, we would love to have you there. Membership, $11.99 per month. If you want to do the monthly rate, you want to try it out for a month, try it out for a month. Like we think you're probably going to enjoy it. And that first month is going to include Big Ten Media Days. We're going to try and do some kind of an in-person event in that first month as well. And then if you want to sign up for an annual subscription, you know us already, you know what you're getting, and you say, I'm in for a year. That's $119.99 a year. And so you can do the math. That's you get 2 months free just by signing up for the annual membership instead of the monthly. So anything else before we wrap things up and people start setting their countdowns? Like, go ahead, set your watch just in case you don't hear the siren. Set an alarm on your phone for like 11:58, so that if you are one of those people that really wants to complain to the manager, you can get in line early enough and get the username Karen. Like that is a possibility that you can still get that is still available. The last time I checked. So, anything else that you want to add?
I would say this is a launch, and sometimes there can be issues with a bunch of people coming in all at once. So please be patient. Don't start with aggression. Just maybe start with understanding that eventually leads to aggression. But I'll say things should be fine, but bear with us if they're not. We're all excited about this, and we want to make it right. And so if there are some hiccups along the way, please, we know that we're going to try to make it right. We're going to do everything we can to do that, because we're going to have all of the hands behind the scenes are going to be on deck waiting to go.
And if you have any issues, you can email tom@buckeyeinsiders.com or tony@buckeyeinsiders.com. Just shoot us an email. We will help walk you through whatever the issue is. If you have questions, we're happy to answer questions. You name it, we're there. We're there for you. And we'll be there for you at buckeyeinsiders.com starting Wednesday at noon. We cannot wait. And thanks again to our friends at Jeff Ruby's Columbus. award-winning upscale steakhouse in downtown Columbus, named one of the top 50 steakhouses in America by Food Network. Just go to jeffruby.com/Columbus to check out the menu and make a reservation today. That will do it for today. Thank you guys all for joining us. Have a great day. We'll see you on the website, and then we'll see you tomorrow.